Hello everybody, Jimmy Young here with your Trade Finder for Friday, September the 13th, and a review of Thursday, September the 12th. For Thursday, we're saying dollar still looks weak. We're going to be looking at euro dollar, pound dollar both ways. And as you can see, pound dollar, this is a tough one, 20 up, 40 down, ends 10 down. That's a tough one to mess around with our systems. As you know, both our Jimmy's bands and European breakout, they need a certain number of points to get rolling, so this does not bode well. Euro dollar a little bit better, more of a one-sided price action. So let's go ahead and take a look. You can see the Aussie did poorly today. It had a bad number. We'll take a look at that in a moment. And yesterday, 5 p.m., right at our start of the day, 5 p.m. Eastern, we got the New Zealand hawkish report from the central bank, and that caused, so we had New Zealand up on a hawkish report, Aussie down on a bearish payroll report. Here's that bearish payroll report. It was down 10, and number of down 9 was good enough to drive it down 50. We were going to try and do a limit order. I couldn't get the 1 minute, but a 5 minute straight down. And you can see it continues straight down a good part of the day. So I assume somewhere along the line here would have been a 1 minute 60 SMA, probably a 20 point or a real tight one, a minimum one. But it couldn't have worked because no matter where it gave the signal, we just kept drifting lower. So the price didn't really come up to meet the 1 minute 60 SMA. The 1 minute 60 SMA went down to meet the price, replacing these lower prices with these higher prices. So in here somewhere, probably lost to 20 points if you decided to take that trade. Wouldn't have been a bad idea. I don't think it would have been a bad idea to give that a go, given our view on the dollar. Here's the euro-dollar pair, and you got your first signal European breakout, and that trade was able to hit its target. Then we had a Jimmy's band, and you can see it missed its target by a little bit. What was interesting is here we got the U.S. weekly unemployment claims, and they were at 292 versus 330 expected. That's 38 different. That's a huge drop in unemployment. And that's the best number I believe I read since 2006. I think I read it on the had to double check the Trade the News, 2006 or 2008, I'm not sure, but it's an excellent number. And you can see the dollar was already pretty strong. The euro was down, and it made one more quick move down, and it just couldn't follow through. The reason I'm saying this is it would have made a lot of sense probably if you had tried. This trade would have been gone, but if you tried this one, you know, you got all that good news your favor, you get a spike, you got about 30 points in the trade, and you're trying for 40, you know, not letting that turn into a loser would make sense to me. You know, maybe you didn't win on that trade, but certainly letting it wind up covering it up here, what that would mean in my mind is to make the last 10, you wound up losing 60. And that I don't think would be smart. You know, I just like to point these things out to you. Pound dollar, like the euro dollar, you got signals to sell. And it popped up to the 78.6, which was a nice one, 158.22 sell. And just like the euro dollar pair on that news at 8:30 about the U.S. unemployment, it went down, made a new low. And as I said, as it starts creeping back up and getting back through those levels before that, good news for the dollar on a day where the dollar is doing at least pretty good. That should have been enough to make it continue. The fact it wasn't continuing at some point prior to, say, way up here, it would have made sense to bail. And again, I'm trying to teach you as best I can. That's why I tell you these things. Looking at this, and the dollar still looks like it's weak to me. Another reason I think the dollar is weak is because we had that good news today, and it wasn't able to, even though it looked like it had the currencies on the run, meaning the dollar was strong at that point in the day, it couldn't even maintain those gains, let alone make more gains. So it looks like the dollar is still weak to me. We do have the U.S. retail sales tomorrow, and this will be important going into next week's decision to do the tapering and not do the tapering. So this should cause a decent sized move. Limit order, possibly 1 minute 60 SMA to consider. So again, my view is I think the dollar had a chance to strengthen today, Thursday, after the U.S. unemployment claims, and it didn't. So I think the dollar is still weak. And so we'll stick with pound dollar, euro dollar both ways. Be careful of that retail sales, because that's going to be a potential market moving event as well. All right, guys. I will speak to you all. Let's see. Today's Thursday. I speak to you all on Sunday night then. Jimmy Young signing off. Bye-bye.